Welcome to Celeb Central Africa.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Celeb Central Africa. Guys, it's been a long time. I know. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But welcome back. I'm your host, Amy, and we've got...
Hey everyone, it's your girl Danny B, and yes, we're so excited to be back again. We promise we're going to be a lot more consistent from here on now. And yeah, today we are joined by somebody very, very special. So yeah, Amy, do you want to introduce our new guest?
So guys, we've got a special guest, and he's a new special guest for us as well. He's a guest host on Celeb Central Africa in Dio. He's all about music and music videos. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Firstly, thank you for having me. I'm a presenter with Vox Africa. I've been doing presenting for a while now, over 10 years or so, and I'm also into music. I'm an artist. I got a couple of tracks, and I also have my own label. I dabble into music as well. Music seems to be everything that matters to me, besides my family, obviously. But I'm very proudly African, and I love everything about, entertainment mostly, that's my life. I love dabbling into it. So thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
Of course, we needed some male energy. We needed some masculine energy in
Yes.
in
I'm
here.
raising a glass to you, and welcome to the team. Whilst I sip my champagne.
I raise my glass to you.
I'm feeling left out here, bro. I only have some juice here. All right, cool.
Love it.
That works as well. All right, guys. So today is going to be a blast. We've got 3 amazing topics, and we can't wait to get into it. So the very, very first one, the UK has a whole lot of plans for immigration. And this week, it's been going crazy on social media. So let me tell you guys what's going on, and then we'll discuss what your thoughts are. So the Prime Minister of the UK, Keir Starmer, had a long speech delivering his new white paper to all of the UK this week. And basically, the general feature of the whole thing is that immigrants are no longer welcome here. So in this white paper, he broke down some things that he wants to put forward to change. One of them being that the healthcare visa will no longer be allowed to bring people from abroad into the UK. So that's number one. So healthcare organizations need to focus on homegrown talents, if we say so ourselves, and basically hire people from here. Another one is that the graduate visa routes, which normally anyone who comes to the UK with a graduate visa have 2 years postgraduate studies visa where they can actually work, post-study visa, where they can work in the UK for 2 years. He wants to change that to 18 months. Then the next thing is that for skilled workers, their visa is now going to be 32% more expensive to get. Then out of those skilled worker roles, normally the government has a whole list of jobs that fall under skilled workers. 180 of those skilled roles are going to be scrapped. Then the pathway to settlements, to getting indefinite leave to remain, to getting your citizenship, they want to also change that from 5 years to 10 years, and they want to make it a points-based system for citizenship and settlement. So people that they consider to have more points will be able to still get the 5 years settlement visa. So just to let you guys know, all of this is not fully confirmed yet, but these are the plans. So it's going through the Houses of Parliament at the moment. And basically, that's what's going on. Dami, what do you think about this one?
You know what? I am not surprised by any of this. Historically, we've seen that Britain tends to literally repeat its own history. Britain has a 500-year history of bringing people voluntarily or involuntarily from other countries to build up this nation. And then once they've done that, they then make the country very, very hostile, very, very aggressive, and then make it very clear to those people that they have brought over that they are no longer welcome. They have a 500-year history of using and discarding Black and brown bodies from all over the world to do the jobs that their people don't want to do or can't do. And then when those Black and brown people have made a life here and have had children here and generations here, they are always quick to remind those people that they are not welcome, they are not one of them, and they will never be. So none of this news surprises me.
See, honestly, none of this is surprising to me, I'm telling you, because I remember before, let's say before the pandemic, the UK was not open in terms of allowing healthcare workers come to the UK. There was not this like 2-year route of getting settled after your master's, for example, to stay here. So I knew that the fact that they are implementing this is not going to last that long. And I remember any person I was speaking to at that time, I let them know that, look, this opportunity is here right now. Grab it if you want, because trust me, they are going to come and mess it up very soon. So it's one of those things where like people that are here should really know that these things don't last forever. And I think also one thing that I always think about as well is that, of course, if you completely open the doors of a nation, things are also going to suffer. For example, people getting spaces for schools for their children, healthcare, for example, like what else? Housing and people trying to like rent places. Of course, those things are also going to suffer. And I'm going to personally say as well, when the whole immigration thing blew open, I felt like it blew open way too wide because I knew people that were coming as students, bringing 5 people. 5 extra people with them. And I'm like, how the heck? You don't even know where you're going to live right now. I also had from students that they were receiving messages from their school that some people will bring their family and they start sleeping in the school library because they had no plans of where they were going to stay. So it's also, you have to look at it from different angles as well, that they open the door, people will definitely take advantage of that. There will always be some of those people. And then those people probably mess things up quicker than was planned by the government. That's also another thing that I see in this thing. India, please let us know. What do you think?
Well, I mean, I kind of like understand why they're doing or why they're making these moves, but can they really sustain the economy without the immigrants? That's another question.
Exactly.
And are the plans? What are the plans? I don't really understand because I think firstly they need to work on actually getting their people to get off the couch and actually want to work. Because you have a lot of people, the system has actually made it so comfortable for people to rather stay at home rather than work.
Benefits.
Yeah, sorry?
Benefits.
Yeah, benefits. Yeah, the structures have actually made it so comfortable that people don't even want to go to work. There have been people that have not worked for a decade and they're comfortably living off the benefit system and all that. So firstly, they need to work on actually getting those people back into the system. But, the tax system at times, it's crazy. I don't know how they're going to sustain the economy without the immigrants, unless, I think, like you said, they opened the door wide to open, like too many people came in.
It was a lot. I'm not even gonna.
Like places like London or Manchester really suffered. I mean, accommodation is crazy. Like I was trying to move the other time and I see something, next couple of minutes is gone. So like, yeah, it's just way too much people actually in the system right now. So if they can work it out and make it work, then maybe it's a way forward. But
that's never going to happen because their own indigenous people, the majority of them do not want to work. And no matter what policies or laws that they bring about, most of the indigenous British people are not ready to work 40-hour weeks. So that is why they will continue to need immigrants from around the world. Trust me, if every so-called immigrants, international migrant left this country, just disappeared from, the UK today, the country would fall immediately. The country would be destroyed immediately. Multiple sectors, most especially the healthcare sector. So this
Mm-hmm.
rhetoric against immigrants, it's the attitude that I hate the most. Is the rhetoric, is the
Yeah. It's
messaging,
the way it comes
making,
out. Yeah.
yeah, making black and
I
brown
mean,
people the enemies, the boogeyman. That is what I have the problem with.
Yeah.
yeah,
And for me, I really feel that the best thing that could possibly happen right now is, okay, fine. If you are reducing the amount of people coming in, then give the opportunity for the people that are already here to get into what they want to get into. I think that's the only thing that could possibly save them. Like somebody wrote me the other day, meaning this morning, saying, "Oh, what's gonna happen? A husband has been here for so many years, and now what if they extend, the time before he gets his citizenship?" And I said to her, I had watched a video also from the House of Parliament. I think it was yesterday, where I remember it was a black lady who was asking the questions like, "What's gonna happen to people that are already here?" And then the answer that she received was that, okay, this is not going to affect people that are already here, but people that are coming in. So I feel like that's the only way they'll be able to save this, because there's a lot of people here that are master students now. They're done with school. There's a lot of people here that brought dependents here. If the focus is on building those people and using these people to fill up these spaces, then yeah, so we can have a balance again before they now think, okay, can we afford to bring in more? I feel like, yeah, that's what I have for this story. But if we carry on here, we'll be here till tomorrow. Are we ready for our next topic?
I think I have one more point. Go on.
Okay, one more point.
the only thing I would say, I think the motive is not that. It doesn't come across as if that's the motive, and that's where I have a problem with it. I just feel like, firstly, I can't see it it's not sustainable. So, and the motive is wrong, and I feel like they're just trying to do, it's not. I feel like it's just they're just trying to show power and showing that they have control, and I feel the motive is wrong, and I felt like they've not given it a good foundation, or so I feel like they're just reacting with no plans and stuff. So I mean, let's just see how it goes. But
let's see how it goes. And I feel like it's a massive reaction to what the Conservatives are saying, so that it doesn't look like Labour doesn't even want to do anything. Yeah. So that's a story for another day, because we will carry on with this one. But guys, let's go on to another one that is shaking the internet this week. So Halle Bailey files for restraining order against her baby daddy, DDG. So for those of you that don't know Halle Bailey, from the beginning, Halle Bailey and her sister Chloe Bailey were signed by Beyonce as two young sisters, and their main focus at the time was music, more like R&B music, pop music. And over time, they are now actors and actresses. They now basically do music, not just together, but alone. So they both have their individual career. And for those of you that don't know Halle, she is the Little Mermaid. So that's the person we are talking about here. So now into the story. So Halle Bailey claims that her baby daddy attacked her multiple times. He chipped her tooth, destroyed her cameras, cussed at her, gave her bruises. So social media has been flying with a lot of things since this story broke out. DDG's mom, who nobody knew where she came from, suddenly came out of nowhere. And this is what she said. She said, "I don't usually comment or say anything, even with all the negativity, lies, and hatred towards mine. These allegations have made me realize that I have been quiet for way too long." So Halle then went ahead and shared pictures of these bruises, her teeth, everything on social media, because she knew that they were going to say it's a lie, obviously. Then news came out yesterday that Halle now has been granted the restraining order against DDG. So he has to stay at least 100 meters away from her. And then new news also just came today that she also requested for sole custody of their son. I believe he's 8 months or 10 months old. And the sole custody just got granted today. So guys, I have brought you the latest as it's piping hot. What do you think, Indio? Let's get into this.
Well, firstly, man, I don't know. I can't understand this generation when it comes to picking the dad to your kids, or your wife, or the mother of your kids What are you looking for? What is that? Because it's a very important decision, because what you're stuck with that person for the rest of your life. So I see a lot of girls come on social media and say, "Oh yeah, this is what I want in a man." Blah blah. I'm like, what? Seriously? That's what you're looking out for? And I feel like she was at the highest height of her career. Everything was going on well, fantastic for her, and you went for that. It kind of like reminded me of Whitney Houston with Bobby Brown. I'm not thinking there are so many other great guys out there that you could have grabbed. You're a very talented and beautiful girl. What are you doing? I try to understand the call that they're making, and I don't understand. And I'm cut off, so I can't really relate. But I think she made a wrong call, and I guess that's the price she has to pay.
That is it. Dami, what are you thinking?
Oh, if I say my real thoughts, we'll be here for an hour, girl. We'll be here for an hour. But yeah, I think myself and a lot of Halle's internet aunties, okay, myself included, we tried to warn Halle from the beginning. Like, we were online, we were in the comments, we were on the Twitter, we were atting this girl like, this guy is a giant walking red flag. Like, this was before any baby. The baby is now over 1 year old, by the way. He turned one.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Back. So we knew from the beginning, like, Sky, when she became the Little Mermaid, put out a song that was basically kind of trashing her, and in my opinion, emotionally, it showed signs of his emotional abuse. And he, in this song, in this track, he basically said that he's jealous of her. He basically confirmed and put out that he's jealous of her. And I was like, that in itself should have been the point where Halle walked away. When a man tells you he's jealous of you and your career and your success and the grace upon you, like, what are you thinking to then go and procreate with this type of person? So then she gets pregnant, then she tries to hide it and gaslight us for the whole pregnancy, acting like she's not pregnant. And all the internet aunties were like, girl, we see your nose, we see the nose growing. We know, do you know what I mean? Especially those of us who've been pregnant, we know the signs. She told us to mind our business. She said, mind your business. Like, I'm good, I'm not pregnant, my nose is big because I'm black. Like, girl, come on now. Then she has the baby, okay. Then we become happy for her. Now we're here at this situation, and honestly, all I can say is I feel sorry for her because we tried to tell you way back then and you didn't listen. So this is the bed that you're now in. You're now connected with this man forever. Forever. Even if you never see him again because of your restraining order, this boy is your connection to him forever. And you have to now lie in the bed that you made.
Definitely. And that's the thing. I feel like, many young girls have this mindset of like, oh yeah, I like a rough guy, like can't be too sweet, can't be too nice. And I'm looking at them like, guys, are you actually being serious? I always tell people, I'm like, what you want and what you need could be completely different things. And it takes that age and it takes that maturity to really like get to the point where you realize that, oh, you need to start making better decisions for yourself. And the crazy thing is many women never get to the point where they start making better decisions for themselves. So it's really mad to see this happen to such a person. And it's crazy because their parents have been together for the longest. They come from a very strong family. It's not like she's someone that never had the support or whatever. Their auntie is actually their road manager. So they literally have family around them all the time. Do you get what I mean? Even during the pandemic where they decided that, okay, they want to keep like touring and they want to keep from their house, they want to keep making songs. It was their parents' house they went back to. Their parents set up everything and they were performing from their parents' house. So that's to tell you that the family backing is right there. So it's just that many people, many ladies it takes a long time to get to that point where they realize that this is not good for me. And I really do hope and I pray that, she continues to grow out of this and her life is much better moving forward because she's only 24 or 25. So there's a lot of life ahead of her. So I just pray that this really tells a lot more young girls coming that, look, choose your partner right. And one thing I always say is that, okay, if you gave birth to the person that you're having a baby with, would you want that to be who your child is? I always think about that. Like, do you want this person as the father? If your child was like this, would you like that? If we really start thinking about it like that, many people might not have children, to be honest.
I guess it's hard for me to feel sorry for her because I'm beginning to think that they enjoy the drama, they want the drama. It makes the headlines. It gives them, I don't know, because that's what makes sense to me because I can't actually believe that someone could be so ignorant. It's not like DDG was like a guy you think, I don't know. It's so obvious the kind of guy he was. Before her, he was going out with Ruby Ross, and we all know who she is. So I mean, that's the thing you look at. If I'm going out with a girl, I'm like, okay, if he was going out with some bad boy and stuff, I don't have no bad energy to give you, man. I'm too cool. I'm too boring for you, so I'll bounce. No matter how hard you are. I mean, at this age, I'm not even looking at what you look like. It's what you can offer me. I mean, not what you can offer me, but what
you can bring to the relationship. You mean,
stuff like that is different for me because all I need is peace. If you have that, keep your drama there. As long as I come in and have peace and we can grow together, and that's all that matters to me. But it's probably they enjoy the drama and the headline.
Yeah, but I agree with what you said in terms of it says a lot about Halle because there's a story that has always stuck in my mind, which tells me that Halle is actually just like DDG in terms of character and characteristic. So there was this story that DDG went into this, designer shop to buy this very expensive, like $4,000 or $5,000 jacket, like a really high-end designer jacket, like a leather one. And he bought it, and then basically he went to shoot a music video with this fly jacket on. He obviously loved it. He looked good. The video's out there. Then DDG and Halle went back to that store. Unfortunately for them, it was the same lady working that day who was there when they bought the jacket. She was there that day. So they both rocked up and they tried to basically return this leather jacket. And the shop manager lady was like, well, hold up, like, why are you returning it? Is there a problem? Like, it doesn't. And he was just trying to make up all these excuses. And she was like, well, you can't return it because you've already worn it. And he was like, no, I haven't worn it. Like, what are you talking? And she pulled out her phone, like, is this you? Is this you in the music video?
The jacket?
No shame. No shame.
And then basically they then start using the race card, like, is it because I'm black? Is it because I'm famous? And you know what? Halle was back, like, supporting DDG's foolishness. She stepped in saying, oh, you're racist, you're being disrespectful. And then they made sure to, like, set their millions of fans onto this poor lady. And they've done this multiple times. So these people, like, then start getting attacked by crazy, fans, millions of them.
People online.
That story alone told me that Halle got the man that she deserved, and she is exactly the same as him. I'm sorry.
Oh, goodness me. And that's the thing, no matter what, like when you flock with the same birds that have the same feather, very soon you start flocking like them and, you start eating what they eat, the good, the bad, the ugly. So, and I think that's probably what happened in that time, because when you are in that sort of like toxic environment and that's all you know, you start to do toxic things. And it's even surprising to you that you're doing those things. Like, it's like, how did I get to this place? But it's now normal because you're spending the most amount of time with these sort of people that do these sort of things. So I feel like it took her a long time, and it took her, I think, the baby for her brain to start resetting. And I'm like, oh, please. Babies are not what they used to reset, but...
You guys, I have one question for each of you.
Yeah,
Can
sure.
Halle's career ever be revived? Yes or no?
Can Halle's career
ever be revived?
I believe so. She's literally about to go. So she just finished a movie. She's about to start another one in Italy, which is why this restraining order and the baby's, the custody thing happened. So she's going to be alone with the baby on set in Italy for the next 4 months. So I feel like she had things planned already. And I think the thing about this thing is that, women get women get that support around them from other women, and people see them as obviously the weaker vessel and everything. So I feel like with that, she'll be able to come out of it. It might not be in the way that we probably saw her before, but I feel like now, before, Halle used to do a lot more like young adults like roles. I feel like now that part is over now. So now it has to be, you know, someone more mature. But I think that she has lost a lot by not being able to go back there. But let's see how the future takes her. But yeah.
She fumbled the bag hard, in my opinion. She could have been an absolute Disney star. I know she did The Mermaid, but she could have flown so much higher. But Disney do not mess with black baby mamas.
That's what I wanted to say. I mean, like, she can still get back up there. I think for now she just forget Disney. Disney is a write-off, man.
Not
just
Disney,
just do it about.
Yeah, and Disney has other brands now, one of them being Hulu, and I do love Hulu. So there are many things that she can get into. So she's already in there. Let's get on to the next topic because time is running out. Are we ready?
Yeah.
Are we ready? I've got an amazing one. And when the minute I saw this story, like my spirit lifted. I felt happy. I felt like, wow, something good is coming and is hitting very soon. Let me tell you guys what's going on. So a bank called Afrexim Bank launched a $1 billion African film fund, guys. So, oh, wow. They want to focus on finding exports from developing countries in Africa. And this program is called the Canex program. It's set to transform Africa's film and TV industry, providing vital financing to scale production, to elevate African stories on global platforms as well. And it has a commitment to African cultural voices, economic growth, and it really wants to focus on global influence. So this grant, this fund is going to give African storytellers the platform, the resources, and the visibility they deserve. Guys, what are we thinking about this one?
I mean, India.
Well, I would have loved to be excited. I love our movie industry, but Netflix did something similar. I just hope they can prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Because we know how it is, you know, like if there's a good structure laid out and then the right people are given the funds with good set up to get them delivering to the highest level, then great.
Yeah.
But if you're just chucking money at the industry, I'm sorry. You're not going to get what you put in. And that's the way it is, because I think we just like fast money. We don't see the bigger picture. That's what I feel. But I hope they prove me wrong, because there's a lot of potential that we have.
There's a lot.
The infrastructure, we have everything, especially when it comes to obvious Nollywood, South Africa. I think East Africa has potential there. I mean, not Africa already is blowing up. They do their own thing with the Arab market and stuff, so it's good. But when it comes to Nigeria, you know, I'm worried. You know, they have the biggest potential, but if the right people get the resources, people that actually want to grow, then, you know, I see people like Mo Budu and I'm just like, wow, she does great. Two of them are great. I mean, I think now they have a lot of logs to look into and say, okay, right, this guy has always been doing great production, and then probably he needs to find he can do it and it's fine. But obviously, if they put it into the wrong hands, we know what hits the headline when it comes to Nollywood. So, I mean, I just hope they prove me wrong and get it right.
I hope so, Dami.
I'm going to come back to your comment, India, because I want to understand what you think has gone wrong with Netflix exactly, because the movies, the Nigerian movies I have watched on Netflix so far, I have not been disappointed by any of them. So I'm very curious as to what you feel like has gone wrong, because that's kind of what I'm getting from you. And when you say it needs to go, the funds needs to go to the right people, who are the wrong people that you feel like it's gone to previously?
So I think I've seen a lot of things about this one, so I can even say some. Okay, so I think the movies that we see from Nigeria on Netflix, all of them are not commissioned by Netflix. Some of them were already made by different producers and then they were put on Netflix. So the ones that Netflix are actually commissioning, the alleged topic is that some producers, directors, they take this amount of money, they agree with the actors that they're going to pay them this amount. They tell Netflix they're going to pay them this amount. Then they go and spend about 90%, 95% of that money, blowing on houses, cars, doing everything, and spending the remaining 5-10% on the actual movie.
Yeah. Most of them actually came back and they were not up to the production level and they couldn't even get on the platform.
They couldn't even get the production done.
That's crazy. You know what? It's like the movies like Enikulapo or Jagu Jagu, like they were brilliant. So I was just judging like, oh yeah, that's the caliber of that.
They didn't sponsor those movies actually as well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So you can imagine the ones that they sponsored and what's happened. And also I have noticed something recently as well. Some big movies have been coming out of Nigeria on Netflix, but they are not in the UK. Recently, like there was one by Mo Abudu as well. There was one called Baby Farm. There was another. There were multiple ones that I was waiting for to get here. And when I went to see, I saw that they only show in Nigeria, Ghana, Este, and I'm like, what's going on? So it's almost like there is a repercussion that Netflix is currently placing on these amazing movies and producers and directors to say, oh, you know what? You're not going to get that streaming number that you're trying to get. They are reducing their target because of the things that are happening. And it's so sad. It's so sad to see.
They messed it up because Netflix actually saw the potential of that industry and they decided to put in money. Nigeria was the only country they actually put money into. I mean, South Africa had a couple of projects, but
Nigeria and South Africa,
Nigeria had majority of the money, but I didn't even think they had up to 5% of the production on Netflix platform. I mean, that's sad.
It's crazy. There's a lot going on. So I really do feel like,
one more thing, another thing that really went badly for Nollywood was that people were hating. So you had people in that industry that were snitching to Netflix about what was going on with these other producers that got the money. Because they just sabotaged themselves. They just messed it up because there was no harmony. I'm thinking Nollywood with the potential and the talent we have there, I think we can shoulder to shoulder with Hollywood, because if you have, we might not have as much fun as Hollywood, but if we have 3 of those production outfits that decide to combine and collaborate and work together, we'll have some good production. Everyone's trying to make a name for themselves and all want to be the best and on their own. And that's one thing. Even Hollywood, they do collaborate. You have Paramount and another company come together. We don't have that in Hollywood.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing as well. It's like they have to come together to create and the thing is they'll be able to do more. They'll be able to do a lot more movies at the same time while they're collaborating, because now they have teams that can join together. This team can be editing, that team can be in post-production. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So I feel like that's literally what this fund needs. And I just pray that those people as well, especially the ones that are now on YouTube killing it, absolutely killing it with their shows and everything. I feel like these people now have a platform to say, okay, this is what I've been able to get by myself. This is what we've been able to do. Now with this fund, look at where we are trying to go. And I feel like those people should definitely be the first on the line. And, they've been doing it alone and doing it all this while, especially people like Bimbo, especially people like Bimbo Ademoye, especially people like, I can't remember the other lady's name that did Achalugo. What's her name again? Oh my gosh.
Achalugo.
You know the lady I'm talking about. So it's like all money Iboli. Those people are really directing and producing amazing things, and they're doing it consistently, regularly. Having that money behind them, just imagine what they'll be able to do. But guys, those were our stories for this week. It's been fun. It's been amazing. Remember to follow us everywhere. Anywhere you have social media, it's at Celeb Central Africa. Any last words, guys?
No, I really hope, like India said, in just going back to the Nollywood and African movie industry, I hope things are done differently. I think maybe what is needed is more checks and balances, I guess, to make sure that the funds are going to the right people, or
Yeah.
maybe more consequences in place if people do not do what they say they're going to do. I think that's the only way this result will be different than what happened with Netflix. But I truly, truly want to see Nollywood up there, even Gollywood up there with,
Yeah.
Hollywood and, going toe to toe, because what we've done with music, African music, West African music, is amazing worldwide. And I truly believe we can do that with movies as well. We just need to get our act together.
Work together.
Yeah. I just feel like we should I think the politics is one bad thing that's really bothering. I mean, that's an issue in the industry. And I've seen a few big artists like Idris Elba, John Boyega that have had interest, but probably when they go in there and see things that they go, oh, okay, right. We have to, I think when it comes to music, they believe that they can actually blow up internationally. Does Nollywood actually want to do that? Or they're just happy being the local champion?
That reminds me, some of the people that are chairing this fund, number one is Viola Davis. And number two is Boris Kojo. So I am super excited that Hollywood is trying to team up right now. So you guys, step your freaking game up, all right? Until next time, it's been all of us at Celeb Central Africa, Amy, Dami, and India. Until next time, guys, bye.
Welcome to Celeb Central Africa.